The Supreme Court ruling has many wondering how this will impact more complicated pregnancies. News 6's Carolina Cardona spoke with a midwife and a woman who struggled to get pregnant and finally had a child through IVF.
Today we spoke with a local mom who struggled to conceive naturally. She said that she doesn't believe abortion should be banned in its totality. She does agree it's an issue that should be handled at a local level. Would you agree with today's decision?
I do, only because I don't think it's a federal issue. I think it's definitely a state one, and we should have control at legislative issues.
After going through the ups and downs to become a mom, Juliana Loque says it's easier to understand the Supreme Court's final ruling on abortion rights.
When I was younger, especially, I always held the idea that, especially early term abortion, the first, few weeks should be okay and should be the choice of a woman.
But after struggling to become pregnant and having to go through 2 in vitro fertilizations or IVF cycles, she says her mindset changed now that she's mom to a 10-week-old baby.
I think I've become softer on the issue because I've seen, what a miracle this life is. If I want abortion to a certain point, if I want the choice to have that, then I need to make sure that I'm electing and voting for local officials who will enforce those kinds of rules and not at a federal level.
This is such a blow to our ability to open that access, widen that access, and increase the opportunity for people to have healthy choices, healthy outcomes, and to have their human rights respected.
For Jenny Joseph, a midwife and the founder of Common Sense Childbirth, she says the ruling will have an impact on reproductive health services.
This is an issue of health care, just like any other issue, whether it's cancer or heart disease. We are not legislating how people proceed through those healthcare choices and decisions. If you decide to not take chemotherapy after a cancer diagnosis, that is your human right.
In Orlando, Carolina Cardona, News 6.
Of course, we'll be staying on top of the reaction to the ruling here on News 6 and at clickorlando.com.
An escaped convict from New York makes his way to Orlando.
He was on the run for weeks. We'll have new details on an hours-long standoff at a local apartment complex coming up. But first, we are seeing a lot more meatless options out there at the grocery store. We are putting plant-based meat brands to the test and seeing if they are healthy. That's next.
You're watching News 6 at 4:30. Getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by the new Epic Pepperoni Stuffed Crust Pizza, only at Papa John's.
Let me know if you ready to get dollars, holla, 'cause we wildin' out. If you want it ready, steady, go. Fight the good fight because this is war. Born for greatness, man. Let me know if you ready to get dollars, holla, 'cause we wildin' out. If you with it, ready, steady, go. Fight the good fight because this is war. 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 Born for greatness, man.
Hurry in to Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Shop Tempur-Pedic and save $500 on all Tempur-Breeze mattresses and get a $300 instant gift. Plus, get 0% interest for 60 months. Only at Mattress Firm.
It's like I'm downloading in slow motion. Wish we had better internet.
Charlie!
That's right, it's me, Charlie. Wish specialist for Spectrum. Let's get that wish granted.
How?
Spectrum Internet delivers speeds of 200 megabits for a stronger connection on all your devices. Here,
Yeah!
and here. Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep your kids safe online.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-768-4999.
Why do we need all these remotes? I wish our shows were in one place.
Spectrum TV makes it easy to find your favorites. Plus, you'll have access to over 85,000 titles on demand. And with the free Spectrum TV app, you can watch live sports, news, and more on any device, anywhere.
Get Spectrum TV for $49.99 a month. Call 833-768-4999.
I wish we didn't have a
Contract? Granted.
Oh, he's good.
Switch to Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each, all with no contracts. Call 833-768-4999.
This is the new next generation Rooms to Go Daytona Superstore, opening 10 a.m. Saturday, June 25th off I-95. A unique one-stop destination. Now furnish your home indoors and outdoors as easy as 1, 2, 3. With Rooms to Go Kids, and Rooms to Go Patio, all under one roof. Easy, convenient, and very affordable. Shop the new Rooms to Go Daytona Superstore, opening 10 a.m. Saturday, June 25th off I-95.
A short while ago, an injured worker left me a message that said, "You probably won't call me back, I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me and I called him right back. Nobody's a nobody, and no one deserves a better firm than you. All law firms are not the same.
Dreaming while awake? Junk sleep. During Mattress Firm's July 4th sale, save up to 60% on top brands, like Sealy starting at $279.99 and Sleepy's at $149.99. Mattress Firm, unjunk your sleep.
See our entire inventory and schedule a test drive today at lexusoforlando.com.
Here's what's new on News 6, sponsored by Powerball. Sign up to be a News 6 insider for your chance to win a summer beach hop getaway. And don't miss a new episode of our Florida's Fourth Estate podcast.
Live with Ginger Gadsden, Lisa Bell, Julie Broughton. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells and Meteorologist Candace Campos. This is News 6 at 4, getting results.
In your Consumer Watch, you may have noticed your grocery store carrying more plant-based meats. That's not because of supply chain issues. Stores are actually providing more space for the options.
News 6 Insider Guy Crystal Moyer takes a look if these plant-based meats are actually healthy.
And you might be wondering, are those alternative meats any good or any good for you? Consumer Reports analyzed 32 faux burgers, nuggets, fillets, and sausages for taste and nutrition. The results are pretty interesting. With summer comes the tradition of backyard barbecue. Burgers, hot dogs, plant-based meats? That's right. As more people try to get more veggies and less meat on their plates, these faux meats may end up on the grill. But do they taste any good?
Our panelists thought none were identical to real meat, but some came close. We actually found one in each category to be very good.
Consumer Reports panelists found the Impossible and Beyond brands to be the most meat-like among the burgers. Impossible's chicken nuggets came the closest to tasting like a typical chicken nugget. Now, the main reason many people might consider switching to eating plant-based meats is because they think it's healthier. But is that true?
While many of the products we tested had fewer calories and less artery-clogging saturated fat, most had more sodium than real meat, and Americans already consume too much sodium.
A closer look at the ingredients will reveal that even though these foods are plant-based, they are still ultra-processed.
The evidence supporting plant-based diets points to eating more whole foods, like fruits, vegetables, grains, tofu, and beans. And these mock meats are more processed and not whole foods.
Many of these plant-based meats also claim to be better for the environment. While that may be true, Consumer Reports points out that eating grass-fed animals raised on sustainable farms may also be beneficial for the environment. Bottom line, these plant-based meats are a mixed bag. While they aren't the healthiest of foods, they can be a good thing if you're having trouble giving up red meat. Of course, if you're swapping out meat with faux meat as a health move, also consider swapping the fries for a salad as well. Me personally, I'll take them both.
Crystal, thank you. Here's a live look now from our Orlando Health camera over downtown Orlando. Looking a little bit better than it was a few minutes ago when we couldn't even see the skyline of downtown Orlando, but still a rough afternoon out there.
Absolutely. Samara's filling in for Tom. We've had all sorts of bells and whistles going off from the Weather Center alerting us to all of this activity.
Right, and Tom is off. How dare he on such an active day? I'm going to get you, Tom. It's one of those days where we had the heat. It was scorching hot. We had feels like temperatures 105 to 112 today.
Wow.
Gross.
Yeah,
it
right?
is the end of June. It's not September yet, right? But we have a heat advisory. I do expect that this heat advisory is going to expire at 5 o'clock this afternoon or this evening. But still, it will feel scorching hot out there until that rain reaches you. And there are portions of Central Florida that have not seen the rain yet, but it's coming. Here's what it looks like from our Orlando Health Camera view. Another view real quick because I wanted to show you the amount of rain falling. It's still pretty heavy at this hour, but look at this, 75 makes it feel like 75. Okay, so yes, it is still humid with the southwest wind at 10 miles per hour, but that rain cooled everything down substantially out there today. So that's why I do believe that heat advisory will be allowed to expire. So when we look at the radar tonight, you can see that a very active afternoon starting about 1:30 in Flagler and northern Marion County and just really ramping up because we got so hot out there today. It was a very unstable atmosphere. So we saw quite a bit of lightning, some heavy rain, some strong wind gusts up near 50 and 60 miles per hour, and even the potential to see some small hail. But as we zoom in tonight, we can see just a little bit of moderate to heavy rain still falling in the Palm Coast area with quite a bit of lightning sitting there offshore, zooming down a little bit further back into Celebration, going near Campbell, Kissimmee, Hunters Creek, Lake Buena Vista, Citrus Ridge, all of these areas along the 429 going back toward I-4, anywhere between 1 and up to 3 inches of rain falling in those really, really heavy rain cells. And I do believe future radar indicates a lot of this rain is going to start to fall apart by about 7 o'clock, and even more so as we get closer to sunset. So here's a better look at the rest of the afternoon. Again, 4:30 this afternoon, we head to 7. Everything starts to wind down. There's still cloudy skies out there, and it will feel nice and comfortable. But the thing is, as the rain kind of depletes by 11 o'clock or 11:30, I do believe that it's going to feel a little muggy out there. We'll still have cloudy skies for a good portion of tonight, and then those clouds will break, giving us partly sunny skies to start the day tomorrow. Notice there could be a few early morning showers before those thunderstorms roll in through the afternoon, packing some moderate to heavy rain at times, but it'll be gone by about 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. A quick look at the tropics. The 5-day outlook shows a tropical wave over the open Atlantic. Possibly has a chance over the next 5 days, a 60% chance of developing into a tropical depression by the middle of next week. As it gets closer to the Windward Islands, we'll keep you posted. We got up to 99 degrees today, 1 degree shy of the record of 100. Definitely a steamy afternoon, but I think overnight it'll be a little bit more comfortable in the mid to lower 70s. Here's a look at tomorrow. Your high temperature will rebound to 92, your rain coverage 60% in the second half of the day. Let's get you some results and show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. On Sunday, a high of 90 with a 60% coverage of rain, pretty much rain for the upcoming work week between 50 and 60%. Your high temperatures will stay in the low 90s each day, your overnight lows mid to upper 70s. Ladies?
All right, Samira, thank you. Get weather on the go anytime with your smartphone. Download the free News 6 Pinpoint Weather app. Just search WKMG in your app store. We are learning more about an hours-long standoff at a local apartment complex.
Police say the suspect escaped from New York right before he was convicted of attempted murder. We'll have the details next.
Then all new at 5. Cooking oil used for French fries is being collected near the attractions. It's actually being turned into jet fuel. News 6 investigator Eric Sandoval uncovers what makes this fuel better than traditional jet fuel, and he finds out if Orlando International Airport is using it. See his investigation in the next half hour. You're watching News 6 at 4:30, getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Cain's Furniture.
Some hesitate when faced with a decision. But not you. The 2022 Telluride Nightfall Edition. Kia. Movement that inspires.
Like you, we've all experienced ups and downs. That's why our father started Bogan Munz & Munz, and why we continue to practice today.
Family, community, this is who we are. That's why we do it. That's why you choose Bogan Munz & Munz.
At Napleton Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in South Orlando and Claremont, the all-new Wagoneer is here. Come check it out today. Right now, we have 0% interest for up to 72 months available on most models. Or how about no payments for 90 days on all new 21 and 22 models? And during our Jeep Freedom Days, lease the new Jeep Compass from only $289 a month. Plus, during the Ram Make the Switch event, we have a huge selection of new Ram trucks starting at just $299 a month. Napleton Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in South Orlando or Claremont.
Mortgages are impossible. My application won't even go through.
First off, that's a calculator. Second, just use Chase My Home. You can apply there, calculate payments.
Hang on, I think I'm getting an email.
Still a calculator.
You're a calculator. You're great.
Search homes and loans in one place. Plus, guaranteed on-time closing or get $5,000. Chase, make more of what's yours.
It's time for our lowest prices of the season on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every Green Thumb, 5K, and all-day dance party starts the night before. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable all night and to help you get almost 30 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save $1,000 on our most popular smart bed. Plus 0% interest for 36 months. Ends Monday. Shop now at sleepnumber.com.
Did you know that RSV is a common virus that causes serious respiratory disease in thousands of elderly people every year? That's why we're conducting a research study of an investigational vaccine against RSV. If you're age 60 or above, please contact us right now to see if you can make a difference by joining our investigational RSV vaccine study. There is no charge to join, and compensation may be available. Call 1-866-450-8282. That's 1-866-450-8282.
You can get your smile back today. At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we make high-quality tooth replacement affordable for everyone. So whether it's a single tooth, full dentures, or life-changing dental implants, we have an experienced dentist who can help you go ahead and smile. Click or call to schedule your new smile consultation today.
Go ahead and smile.
I was hit by a big truck and decided to call attorney Dan Newland for help. Dan won my case and got me $325,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 407-888-8000.
Presenting Kia's lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs, backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Lease a new 2022 Sorento LX for $309 a month.
We are learning new details about an hours-long standoff at an apartment complex where a wanted suspect took his own life. Police have identified him as 36-year-old Michael Green. The Albany County District Attorney in New York says he was on the run for 2 weeks after he was convicted of attempted murder from a drive-by shooting in April 2020. The district attorney said he appeared in court each day until June 10th, when the verdict was set to be read. Investigators have not said how he made it to Orlando. Yesterday, he barricaded himself inside the Mosaic at Millennia Apartments in Orlando. The standoff lasted more than 5 hours.
New at 4:30, a former attorney will spend the next 5 years in prison, convicted of stealing $3 million from an 108-year-old attorney. Orange County deputies say Matthew Roby fraudulently became power of attorney and drained her accounts. Helen Kuhn died earlier this month, but so far detectives were able to recover $2.4 million of the stolen money. Investigators say Kuhn was outraged when she found out she was taken advantage of. She was known for teaching for 35 years, flying planes until the age of 93, and she drove until the age of 101.
Now to a local firefighter's efforts to put out a car fire just moments after a woman pulled off to the side of the road. Palm Bay Fire Rescue shared these pictures on Facebook. They say a woman was driving on Malabar Road when she noticed a lot of smoke coming from the engine. Right after she pulled over, the engine erupted into flames. Firefighters were able to quickly knock down the fire. The good news there, no one was hurt. There's a lot coming up on News 6 at 5.
Anchor Justin Wormuth is in studio now with what's ahead. Justin.
Ahead at 5, showers and storms marching through central Florida right now. Meteorologist Samir Kokinis is pinpointing what you can expect tonight and through the weekend. And we're staying on top of that landmark decision from the Supreme Court. Roe versus Wade now overturned. We have team coverage on what this all means for abortion rights in the nation and in the state of Florida. You're watching News 6. Getting results on air and around the clock on clickorlando.com. A wet Friday. Again, we'll be back with your pinpoint accurate forecast right after this. Stay with us.
Just a reminder that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to you this and every 4th of July by Phantom Fireworks. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
This weekend at City Furniture's Sleep Sale, get a free $300 gift card and special financing with Tempur-Pedic. Plus, come in store today and complete a test rest for a free gift. And rest assured, we have the best price guaranteed.
At Pollo, we take our citrus marinating very seriously. So we decided to make shrimp ceviche. Just in time for summer. Juicy shrimp, marinated in lime and orange juice, freshly prepared with chocolate corn, red onions, ají amarillo, and cilantro. Try it a la carte or in a bowl with lettuce, sweet potato, succotash, and fresh avocado. So, is our new shrimp ceviche super authentic and delicious? Absolutely yes. Catch it while you can at Pollo Tropical.
Welcome to Total Wine.
Carol? You look... Oh, I know. I just love this wine.
Hello there, single barrel beauty. Oh. think you'll love this Cabernet.
Oh, that's the one.
Love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Don't get stuck with internet and TV that costs more and does less. Set yourself free with Spectrum and get it all from one provider. Get Spectrum Internet with enough speed for all your devices all at once with speeds of 200 megabits.
Whoa, that's fast.
Plus, get a free modem and free desktop security to keep you safe online. Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. And don't get stuck with the same old TV. Multiply your screens. Spectrum TV with a free Spectrum TV app lets you watch here, there, and everywhere. Stream live TV, sports, news, and more on any device. Plus, access up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Get Spectrum TV from $49.99 a month. Call 833-605-4999. Don't get stuck paying more for less. Pick and choose the services you need. Spectrum Internet or TV, or get them both for $49.99 a month each. All with no contracts. Call 833-605-4999.
Live with ClickOrlando.com, this is News 6 at 5, getting results.
Our big story at 5, the monumental overturning of Roe versus Wade. The constitutional abortion protection that has stood for nearly half a century stripped away. The ruling, unthinkable just a few years ago, now a reality. It comes more than a month after a leaked draft opinion indicated the court was preparing. Crowds protesting all day outside the Supreme Court. The president calling the ruling a deliberate effort to upset the balance of law. He vowed the fight for women and health of them everywhere. And we'll get to all that in just a minute. But first, showers and storms marching across Central Florida right now. Glad you're with us. I'm Justin Mormouth, in for Matt Austin.
And I'm Lisa Bell. Meteorologist Samira Kokinos is tracking it all for us. Samira?
Thank you, guys. Yes, we've had quite a bit active afternoon with thunderstorms really starting to ramp up across our northern counties just after 1:30 this afternoon. You can see them gradually building in as they hit the areas where it just got so hot this afternoon. We were under a heat advisory through 5 o'clock. And then when we look at this thunderstorm activity really kind of marching through, you really see quite a bit of heavy rain falling. So as we take the radar off, we take the rain off, we show you the flood advisories. Right now we have a aerial flood advisory in place for Northern Lake until 5:15, just outside the Villages area. Then also for portions of Orange and Seminole County through 6:30 tonight, because the continued pattern that we're seeing with that heavy downpours of rain that we continue to see at least over the next hour, possibly 2 hours, as all these storms continue to make their way south. I'll be back to show you the hour by hour look for this evening and tonight. Plus, we'll have a look at the weekend's rain chances coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Samira. We turn now back to our big story. After nearly 50 years of providing protections for women to obtain an abortion, the U.S. Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade. Here are live pictures from outside the High Court, where crowds have gathered all day to show their frustrations to the ruling that was first hinted at more than a month ago in a leaked draft opinion by Justice Samuel Alito.
The ruling was the culmination of decades of efforts by abortion opponents, made possible by 3 appointees of former President Donald Trump. The ruling is now expected to lead to abortion bans in roughly half the states. Here in Florida, a new law which will ban most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy is set to take effect on July 1st. However, that law faces 2 lawsuits challenging it. The president saying today's decision will jeopardize the health and protections of millions of women in this country. Tonight, we have team coverage covering all angles of this. News 6's Lauren Cervantes is speaking with one state lawmaker who wants more pro-life legislation passed. Mike DeForest is looking at the potential impacts here in Florida. But we begin with News 6's Amanda Castro in the newsroom. She has details on the ruling and reaction from lawmakers.
Lisa, we heard from President Biden following the Supreme Court's decision. He told the nation that the health and life of women are now at risk. Lawmakers reacting to today's ruling, with Republicans saying this returns the power to regulate abortion to the states, while Democrats say the fight to protect women's rights is not over.
In a historic move, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, ending nearly 50 years of constitutional protections for abortion. President Biden calling this a sad day for the court and for the country.
They didn't limit it, they simply took it away. That's never been done to a right so important to so many Americans. But they did it.
The ruling comes in a case involving a Mississippi law that banned abortions after 15 weeks. Justice Samuel Alito delivered the majority opinion. He was joined by 4 other conservative justices, saying the Constitution doesn't make reference to abortion, writing, quote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." Chief Justice John Roberts wrote a concurring opinion, saying while he agrees, he would have upheld the Mississippi law without necessarily overturning Roe. The 3 liberal justices wrote the dissenting opinion, saying, quote, "With sorrow for this court, but more for the many millions of American women who have today lost a fundamental constitutional protection, we dissent." The decision is expected to initiate new rules limiting or banning abortions in half of the states, with some places immediately. 13 states have so-called trigger laws that will outlaw abortion in most cases now that Roe is overturned. Florida lawmakers reacting to the ruling. Senator Marco Rubio tweeting, "The Supreme Court has returned the power to regulate abortion to the states." And Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart tweeting, "Today, life wins." Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy says she's disappointed, tweeting, "It's a dark day for our country and the court." House Speaker Nancy Pelosi saying this following the decision.
It's a slap in the face to women about using their own judgment to make their own decisions about their reproductive freedom.
The president also said this decision shows the conservative majority of the Supreme Court is far removed from the majority of the country. Now, we did have an idea that this decision was coming down after an opinion was leaked last month, hinting the Supreme Court was leaning toward overturning Roe versus Wade.
News 6's Amanda Castro live in the newsroom. Thank you, Amanda. We turn now to News 6 investigator Mike DeForest live in studio. And Mike, you've learned what this landmark ruling may mean for Florida.
Well, Justin, Florida lawmakers and the governor were anticipating this move. In fact, they modeled Florida's new abortion law after the Mississippi law that was under consideration by the Supreme Court. That new law will now take effect 1 week from today.
This will represent the most significant protections for life that have been enacted in this state in a generation.
That was Governor Ron DeSantis back in April after signing a new law limiting abortions in the state. Today's landmark U.S. Supreme Court ruling clears the way for that Florida law to take effect. Currently, Florida law bans abortions after 24 weeks of pregnancy, when many experts consider fetuses to be viable. Starting next Friday, abortions will be banned after 15 weeks, unless there are fetal abnormalities or the mother's life is at risk. There are no exceptions for rape, incest, or human trafficking.
Abortion is still legal in Florida.
University of Miami School of Law professor Caroline Malik Corbin says state lawmakers may now try to limit abortions further, but she believes Florida's constitution may make it difficult for them to ban it completely.
Florida, unlike the U.S. Constitution, has an explicit provision protecting the right to privacy, and the Supreme Court of Florida has interpreted that language to protect the right to abortion.
The governor is already promising more changes. The prayers of millions have been answered, DeSantis said in response to today's U.S. Supreme Court decision. Florida will continue to defend its recently enacted pro-life reforms against state court challenges, will work to expand pro-life protections, and will stand for life by promoting adoption, foster care, and child welfare. Now, though abortions will still be legal in Florida but limited starting next week, several private companies are taking action. According to multiple published reports, Disney and Comcast will help workers pay for travel expenses if those employees seek abortions out of state.
Mike DeForest, thank you. Tonight, one local state lawmaker is calling for a special session after this ruling.
He wants to see stronger pro-life legislation passed. News 6's Lauren Cervanta spoke with him and Democratic leaders calling for action.
We need an emergency session. We know that Florida is allowed to go a lot further on the issue of abortion now. And so we need to start proposing stronger measures to protect the lives of the unborn.
Republican State Rep Anthony Sabatini, who represents Lake County, is calling for a special session, writing this letter to Governor Ron DeSantis following Friday's Supreme Court decision.
The heartbeat bill is just one of many things we can do to stop abortion. I believe life begins at conception, and we should totally make abortion illegal in the state of Florida.
Sabatini is referring to HB 167, a bill introduced back in March by Republican State Rep Webster Barnaby. It would have prevented abortions if a heartbeat was found. However, the bill died in subcommittee.
They tried to use the excuse that the Supreme Court hadn't weighed in on the issue yet, so it was a legally murky area law. We now know that we can not only pass that bill, but go even further and actually make life protected from conception, which is what we should do in Florida.
Abortion is about freedom. It's about options, self-determination, and a free society.
Democratic State Rep Ana Escamani calling for action after the ruling came down, telling people to get involved, whether it be in the form of volunteering with a local abortion provider or volunteering with a campaign. I asked her about Sabatini's call for a special legislative session.
I have no doubt that if he calls for a special session, any Republican who supports it will be challenged at the ballot box.
In Orlando, I'm Lauren Cervantes, getting results. News 6.
Lauren, thank you. Today's ruling has left many women wondering what choices they have. Ahead at 5:30, News 6's Carolina Cardona is hearing from a midwife who says this ruling will have an impact on reproductive health services.
There are new developments in the passage of new gun control legislation.
A bill now passed by the House and Senate is headed to President Biden's desk. And 1 year later, the memorial today for the 98 victims who died in the South Florida condo collapse. Samara.
I'm still pinpointing strong thunderstorms rolling through central Florida. I'll be back to pinpoint the rain hour by hour to show you when it all simmers down coming up.
And we all know gas and diesel prices are high for cars and planes, but what if we told you that cooking oil may be a solution for jet fuel? One company thinks so, and we're tagging along to see how it's working here. The fascinating story is next. You're watching News 6 at 5, getting results. We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Launch Credit Union. Go beyond.
Having a pinpoint accurate forecast is so vital. We use the most advanced tools to examine changing forecast models. Our powerful pinpoint Doppler radar constantly sends us updated data that we analyze. We take all that and turn it into information that you can trust, drilling down to your neighborhood minute by minute. So while the weather is unpredictable, we're not. That's why News 6 can say, pinpoint accurate.
I promise your appointment will be low-key and stress-free. You may be only 1 week away from a beautiful smile.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Get 0% financing on GMC Terrain models. Plus, current eligible GMC owners get an additional $250 purchase allowance. See your local GMC dealer.
The fireworks are starting early at Kane's Furniture. July 4th savings start now. Everything's on sale. 20% off your entire purchase. Or 0% interest for 60 months. Over $20 million of inventory in stock and ready to go. 20% off or 0% interest. Now through Monday only at Kane's and Cane'sFurniture.com.
Get more for less. This is the one. Let's sell.
Gotcha. Home selling with OfferPad is as easy as...
Welcome to OfferPad. How can we help?
We want to sell our home to buy this one.
Cool. Sell to buy. Yep. Sell Express. Cash offer in 24 hours and a free move. We let you choose your closing date. We're ready. Close in 14 days. Okay, we're moving fast. Let's do this. Go team!
Take control. Selling is easy with OfferPad Express. Request your free offer today at OfferPad.com.
I was driving home from practice, and I remember seeing this car coming right towards me, and a huge, loud... I knew with my injuries that I wasn't going to be able to play. Having my career cut short by a drunk driver was the worst part of my life. I knew if there was, one firm to get me justice and to get me compensated for that, it was going to be Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan has definitely really helped me in the toughest, darkest moments of my life. Those guys were there for me. I'm Chandler Parsons, and I chose Morgan & Morgan.
Injured, hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Live with Matt Austin, Lisa Bell, Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells, Meteorologist Candace Campos, special reports from the investigators. And getting results together with Eric Von Aken. This is News 6 at 5, Getting Results.
We are staying on top of our big story right now. The U.S. Supreme Court has overturned the monumental Roe v. Wade. It has stood for nearly half a century and gave a woman the right to an abortion. The seismic shift in abortion law will now usher in new rules limiting or banning access to the procedures in half the states and in some places immediately. We'll have much more on this coming up at 5:30.
The first major gun control legislation in nearly 30 years is now headed to the president's desk. Today, the House passed a Senate-proposed bill. The bipartisan legislation will enhance background checks for people under 21. It sets aside $750 million to give to states that implement red flag laws designed to temporarily seize guns from people deemed dangerous. And it closes the so-called boyfriend loophole, preventing someone who's been convicted of domestic abuse but lives outside a victim's home from buying a gun. 15 Republicans joined Democrats in passing the bill in the Senate. Many of them will not be facing voters in 2024. Nearly every Republican in the House opposed the bill, saying it tramples on Americans' rights. Tonight, gas prices nationwide still hovering around that $5 mark. Here in Florida, the national average is sitting around $4.72 for the Florida average. Some spots in Central Florida even cheaper than that. And it's not just gasoline in our cars. Fuel prices for planes are also sky high.
But what if we told you that what you had for lunch could power airplanes? One company is collecting used cooking oil from restaurants around Orlando's attractions area, and they are turning it into jet fuel. News 6 investigator Eric Sandoval rode along with one of these workers. He's here now with more on what he discovered. Eric?
Well, guys, this can be really dirty, smelly work, and that's why restaurants usually pay companies to haul away their used cooking oil. Well, now we found out some fuel companies are not only paying the restaurants for the chance to collect that oil, they're turning it into cleaner burning jet fuel. It's yet another example of how businesses are working to help the environment in forecasting change. Alex Rivero's workday usually starts before the sun rises.
I grab the hose, I pull it off the truck.
He's working fast to collect used cooking oil from restaurants in Orlando's tourist area before they open for lunch. 20 stops and 80 gallons of oil a day. All of it to be converted into sustainable jet fuel.
We say we're saving the world one drop of used oil at a time.
Dave Kimball is the CEO of Mahoney Environmental, the company collecting the oil.
Do you think people even realize that when they order their French fries, that they're actually helping to power a jet?
No, I don't think so at all. I think, one of the things I think we need to do is really have more of a campaign around this, because I think it's important and I think it's really good.
He says it's really good because jet fuel made from refined used cooking oil can cut down a plane's carbon emissions by 20 to 50%, sometimes more. And it can be used in any existing jet. The downside, it's expensive to convert the oil into fuel, at least 6 times higher than refining traditional jet fuel.
I don't think the issue in the long run is going to be the cost. I think the issue is going to be how can we produce enough of it.
The sustainable fuel is already being used in big airports around the country like Dallas-Fort Worth International. But a spokesman at Orlando International tells News 6 they not only don't use it, they don't have any plans to do so. They say the way their fueling system is set up doesn't make it practical.
Wherever you have French fries, you have use cooking oil, right?
Dr. Puneet Dwivedi is an associate professor at the University of Georgia. He has published studies on using these kinds of oils as jet fuel.
Have the airlines pretty much latched onto this, or is there some resistance?
So yeah, airlines are behind it. That is why there is so much of action on sustainable aviation fuel. Not only airlines of this country, but also all over the world.
And you know what? Demand for sustainable jet fuel is really growing. Right now, Mahoney, the company that you just saw collecting the oil here, they transport the cooking oil from here to Miami for processing. But the CEO tells me they're planning on building a new plant right here in the Orlando area because business is booming, and it could mean more jobs for the area, too.
Very interesting. So does the exhaust from the airplane smell like French fries? Is this going to make you hungry, Eric?
I actually had to ask this question just because
I was
wanted to
wondering.
know. They said no.
Okay.
They said they actually, separate the solids from the liquids. It just leaves the liquid. And when you put that liquid right next to the petroleum type of jet fuel, you can't tell the difference. The main difference, of course, is it burns cleaner and it's better for the environment.
Any incentive I need for eating French fries, I got it.
There you go.
There it is. Love
Helping the environment.
Very interesting story.
And
Thank you, Eric.
passengers.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's turn now to your weather. Let's give you a live look outside at a rainy downtown Orlando. It's been this way for the last few hours. Some thunderstorms firing up as well. Meteorologist Samara Kokinis is in for Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells tonight. And before all this, it was smoking hot.
Yes, it was. But that rain really cooled things down. In fact, the heat advisories that were in place through all of Central Florida through 5 have pretty much gone. But one still lasts. We have one in Sumter County as well as Polk County through 7 o'clock tonight. So you could still feel like the triple digits out there through at least the 7 o'clock hour. So it feels like temperatures across the board, though, have really changed quite a bit, even though this one in Ocala is not correct. That is not right. It says that is definitely wrong. But everything else is in the mid to lower 70s in terms of what it feels like out there. We also have a flood advisory, an aerial flood advisory for portions of Orange going back into Seminole County through 6:30 tonight, and you can really see why. All this heavy rain has just been barreling through Central Florida. It started at around 1:30 in Flagler Palm Coast area and then kind of made its way south into northern Marion, Volusia, Seminole, Orange, Lake, Sumter, now Osceola, kind of skimping out a little bit over there in Marion or in Brevard County, but still a little bit of light rain falling there. But you can see the bulk of the heavier rain now kind of exiting Kissimmee and Osceola County, headed into Polk County, right along that I-4 corridor. Quite a bit of lightning and heavy rain falling there, but things are starting to shape up back in the City Beautiful, even though it is still very cloudy outside. There's still some moderate pockets of rain falling as well over northern Lake, Sumter, going back into Marion County and all along the I-4 corridor. It gets a little bit lighter, though, when you get over to Daytona Beach, with the exception of those thunderstorms that are lingering offshore. Orlando Health Camera view, yes, definitely a wet view of this city tonight. Let's go back. And it's just going to go ahead and we're going to go through the radar real quick one more time here until I get back to my graphic I was just on. Don't know why I did that. But as we go ahead into the hour-by-hour forecast, you'll notice that your rain chances start to go down by about 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm thinking it's going to wrap up just right around the 8:30 hour. So after we get past that, everything that we're going to be seeing from there on out is pretty dry until at least tomorrow morning. We could see an isolated shower or two by about 8 o'clock in the Volusia County area. And then what's going to happen is as the day rolls on, we're going to heat up again, not like it was today, but those showers and thunderstorms will definitely be around by the afternoon. We're watching a tropical wave, but it's about 5 days away before we start to really see any type of development. We could see a tropical depression by the middle of next week as it approaches the Windward Islands. But again, that is still very far away. We got up to 99 degrees today, 1 degree shy of the record. Your overnight low is going to simmer down to about 75 under partly cloudy skies. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast brought to you by Napleton Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
92 will be your daytime high, rain chance 60% second half of the day. Let's get you some results and show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. So head into Sunday, again, high of 90 with a 60% coverage of rain all weekend long. It stays that way as we head into next week, a 50 to 60% chance each day next week. Definitely looking like a typical summer pattern with highs in the low 90s. Your overnight lows in the mid to upper 70s, guys.
Thank you, Samara. Still to come tonight, a potential boost to pilot pay.
Yeah, as the country faces airline problems, one company hopes a new agreement will keep their pilots around. And remembering the 98 lives lost in the Surfside condo collapse, the memorial ceremony that took place today, 1 year later. We're getting results on News 6. Keep it here. We will be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Daytona Toyota and DeLand Kia.
I'm so grateful. I thank you so much for everything that you're doing for me and my kids. There's still people in the world that has a heart.
Hey, Central Florida, time to celebrate the 4th of July.
With the fireworks at the fountain, celebrating a city of heroes at Lake Eola Park.
Join News 6 in the city of Orlando for a fun-filled day.
Live on News 6 at 8 p.m. or streaming on clickorlando.com.
You better move if you want to go. Go ahead, yeah, on a roll. Turn up, yeah, listen to it. You better do it if you're gonna do it. Yeah, I never seen something like this, no. Never seen nothing.
It's your
like
journey.
this.
Own it in the Hyundai Tucson. Get a 2022 Tucson starting at 2.79% APR plus 3 years complimentary maintenance. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Shop the explosive savings at the Hudson's Independence Day sale. For a limited time only, save 50% off furniture and mattresses, plus an additional 5% off or up to 3 years special financing. And you can sleep cooler this summer with savings up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic Tempur-Breeze mattresses. Inventory is not a problem at Hudson's. We have over 400 out-of-stock items being replenished every day. The wait is over. Shop the Independence Day sale only at Hudson's Furniture.
My husband was hit head-on by an irresponsible driver, and attorney Dan Newland got us $2.3 million in our pockets. That money's really going to help. Thank you, Dan.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 407-888-8000. That's 407-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent urgent need to urinate day and night? I have good news. Presenting the UroLift system, an outpatient treatment that simply reopens the channel to increase flow with no cutting. Yes.
Most side effects are mild to moderate. Serious bleeding and infection events are rare. Visit urolift.com.
Ask your urologist about UroLift. Call 800-254-8800 today.
At Take 5, you stay in your car because we're faster than you think.
Oil change is done.
Gosh, I don't even have time to stretch my legs.
Guess you have to do it at home.
Guess I'll have to do it at home.
Take 5 to stay in your car, 10-minute oil change.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
It's Chevy Sport Utility Spring. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing or get a $1,250 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Want News 6 straight to your inbox? Sign up for your favorite newsletter at clickorlando.com/newsletter. Sign up for In the Loop Theme Park Scoops, Setting the Stage, and Florida Foodie, just to name a few. Sponsored by the Florida Lottery.
Hard to believe, but it has been 1 year since the deadly condo collapse in South Florida.
Today, the First Lady, Governor, and leaders in South Florida gathered to pay their respects to the 98 lives lost. Banners bearing the victims' names and ages border the site on Collins Avenue and Surfside where the building once stood. First Lady Jill Biden offered comfort to those who lost loved ones. Yesterday, a judge approved a $1 billion settlement. It'll come from several sources, including insurance companies, engineering companies, and a luxury condominium recently built next door. The National Institute of Standards and Technology not expected to conclude their investigation until 2024.
The nation's largest pilot union has agreed on a contract that could bring big boosts in pay for pilots at United Airlines. Under the agreement, pilots would see a 14% increase over the next 18 months. The contract would need to be ratified by rank-and-file pilots to take effect. United is the first major U.S. airline to reach an agreement with its pilots since negotiations across the industry were put on hold because of the pandemic. The deal is likely to raise concerns on Wall Street about rising expenses.
The Colorado Avalanche could win the Stanley Cup tonight as they take on the Lightning. The Avs back on their home ice after taking home a win in Tampa earlier this week. The Avs lead the series right now 3-1. If they win tonight's game, it would be their third Stanley Cup title since relocating to Denver from Quebec in 1995. The puck drops at 8 o'clock. Coming up at 5:30, our coverage continues on the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade and its impact on the future of women's health.
Coming up, how leaders and demonstrators on both sides of the aisle from all across the country are reacting. Mike.
Don't miss out on exclusive News 6 content. Become a News 6 insider. Visit clickorlando.com/insider to sign up.
It's time for our lowest prices of the season on the Sleep Number 360 smart bed. Why choose proven quality sleep from Sleep Number? Because every Green Thumb, 5K, and all-day dance party starts the night before. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed senses your movements and automatically adjusts to help keep you both comfortable all night and to help you get almost 30 minutes more restful sleep per night. Sleep Number takes care of the science. All you have to do is sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save $1,000 on our most popular smart bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months. Ends Monday. Shop now at sleepnumber.com.
Our priorities?
they've changed.
Hey Lexus, play my music.
It's not just about getting ahead or the constant grind. It's about knowing what you want.
Watch for traffic.
And focusing on what matters. Welcome to the next level. This is the Lexus NX. With intuitive tech and our most advanced safety system ever.
If you need financial compensation, if you got hurt and now you're in a fuss, whether you slipped on a banana or got hit by a bus, you should go to someone you know you can trust. Morgan and Morgan, for the people for 30 years, and it's so easy to call. Just dial pound law, that's all. Who's America's largest injury law firm?
Call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Most politicians, show ponies. Conservative Wilton Simpson, workhorse. Socialist Democrats threatened the Second Amendment. Simpson defended our gun rights. Liberals backed amnesty for illegals. Simpson fought to ban sanctuary cities. Extremists tried to defund police. Simpson fought to keep us safe. Wilton Simpson has the complete and total endorsement of President Trump, the NRA, 59 Florida sheriffs, and Governor Ron DeSantis. Conservative workhorse Wilton Simpson, sponsored by Grow Florida.
I know this looks like your typical narrow escape, but it's not. This is a Nissan sales event ad.
Now we're talking. Good thing this Nissan Rogue is a standard turbocharged engine.
Get the 2022 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy.
Hurry. You don't want to let these offers get away.
Live with clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at 5:30, Getting Results.
This is a healthcare crisis. Because understand, millions of women in America will go to bed tonight without access to the health care and reproductive care that they had this morning.
This is going to be like history. This is just the beginning of, the pro-life generation, being there for women, for the unborn.
Now at 5:30, a decision that could affect the future of women's health for millions of Americans. The Supreme Court reversing Roe v. Wade, eliminating the constitutional right to an abortion after nearly 50 years. These live pictures outside the Supreme Court, where demonstrators on both sides have gathered all day to voice their opinions on today's ruling. More on their reactions and the sweeping implications coming up. But first, storms are moving through as many people are heading out and about on this Friday night. Glad you're with us. I'm Lisa Bell. This is News 6 at 5:30.
And I'm Justin Mormouth. Matt and Ginger are off tonight. Let's get right over to meteorologist Samara Kokina. She's in for Tom, pinpointing where all that rain is headed.
Basically, everything is starting to head south of Orlando, even though we're still seeing just a little bit of light to moderate rain falling from Orlando back to the north into Marion, as well as Lake, even Volusia, Seminole counties, even Sumter County as well. So when we look at the bulk of the rain, a lot of that activity is kind of falling apart as it moves into Polk County tonight, but it really packed a punch earlier this afternoon as it rolled through with heavy rain, lightning, even the potential for some small hail and wind gusts up near 60 miles per hour. So we still have a flood advisory for portions of Orange as well as Seminole County through 6:30 tonight, just because that rain continues to fall to add on to what has already fallen on the ground tonight. Zooming in a little bit tighter into the Hunters Creek area and back toward I-4 and 27 in southern Lake County, anywhere from about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall with those heavier moving thunderstorms that have kind of already moved out was falling, and now it's a little bit lighter than that. So you can expect rainfall amounts of about 1 inch or so per hour, especially in the moderate rainfall category. So when we look at wind speeds, everything is nice and calm near the villages, but you see Kissimmee, where those thunderstorms are, all the way back to Orlando, 15 mile per hour winds. So I'll be back to pinpoint how much longer the rain is going to last for your hour by hour forecast, and we'll have a look at the weekend ahead in just a few minutes, guys.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Samara. Roe versus Wade is no more. Today, the Supreme Court issued a historic opinion overturning the decision that established the constitutional right to abortion.
The court's controversial but expected ruling now gives individual states the power to set their own abortion laws. The conservative majority court sided with the state of Mississippi and its supporters in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, which challenged Mississippi's law that bans abortions after 15 weeks. Now more than half the states are expected to outlaw or severely restrict abortion. That is drawing swift and emotional reaction across the country. News 6's Brian Didlake is in the newsroom now with more on how the nation is responding tonight. Brian?
Lisa, the reaction is widespread and divided, and one thing is clear: the debate is not dying down.
God bless them.
The impact immediately felt in Louisiana after the state's only 3 abortion clinics are closed.
Our reaction is more women are going to die in Louisiana from this. Those coat hanger stories are real. We're really worried women are going to hurt themselves because in Louisiana, with the 3 clinics closed, the closest state is Illinois.
Abortion is illegal, and yet every individual here will still stand before God.
In Mississippi, demonstrators against abortion crowd a women's health organization clinic in Jackson.
We've always been a pro-life state, but now we get to actually live it out. But if people are so strongly against pro-life or favor of abortion, they could go move somewhere else.
13 states now looking to immediately outlaw abortion. Each state highlighted has so-called trigger laws that automatically go into effect following the decision, including Texas. Governor Greg Abbott tweeted a statement applauding the ruling. He says, in part, Texas will always fight for the innocent unborn, and I will continue to work with the Texas legislature and all Texans to save every child and help our expectant mothers. On the other side,
good morning.
Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey joining at least 15 states announcing they'll be protecting the right to abortion moving forward.
The United States Supreme Court, New Jersey, will always stand on the side of our women. We will never stand between them and their doctors.
But as more reaction pours in from around the nation, it will be each individual state to decide whether to keep the right or not.
New York will be the safe haven for America and for the women of this country.
This decision is a victory for the pro-life movement and for the generations of Americans who never gave up hope.
Now, overall, as many as 26 states, according to Guttmacher Institute, which supports abortion rights, have listed likely as ban abortion. Now, we will have to wait and see how each state will act moving forward. Live in the newsroom, Brian Didlake getting results, News 6.
All right, Brian, thank you. For more insight on the impact of the Supreme Court's decision, we want to bring in our News 6 political expert and UCF professor, Dr. Jim Clark. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right, so with the decision now up to individual states, this has to have an impact on the midterm elections.
It really will, and nobody quite knows how it's going to break. Mm-hmm. Will it help the Republicans, conservatives? Will it help the Democrats? So I think a lot of candidates are going to go to bed tonight wondering if their fate is going to be tied to Wade v. Roe.
So many rights that the Supreme Court has weighed in on in the past hinge on the right to privacy. What does this mean for other rights like same-sex marriage or the right to contraception?
Yeah, that's the big question. 2 of the justices have indicated that those might be in play. Far from a majority, there's no real threat of that now. But for the first time, the issue of contraception and other rights are on the table.
And Florida's new law banning abortions after 15 weeks, that goes into effect next week. So what does this ruling mean for the state of Florida?
It means that instead of reducing the number of abortions, it may increase the number of abortions. You look at the map, and we are going to become kind of a haven for people seeking abortions because of the 15-week rule. 80% of all abortions take place within the first 15 weeks. So more people could be coming to Florida just to get an abortion.
Because it will still be allowed up until 15 weeks.
Up until 15.
But that too could be changing. We've already heard from a lot of Florida lawmakers saying they want even more regulations.
Yeah, you've already seen the push by certain members to have another session called, this would be the 3rd special session this year, to deal with the Wade v. Roe fallout and maybe tighten up the 15 weeks, maybe eliminate abortion entirely.
Well, Republican-controlled legislature, They have done this before, and they have talked about it before, so we'll have to see and wait and see what happens. Dr. Jim Clark, we appreciate the insight. As always. In the meantime, the Orlando City and Orlando Pride soccer teams have released a statement on Twitter saying the soccer club is deeply against the Supreme Court's decision. They say it will, quote, not only put many at risk, but is one that opens the door for future discrimination and civil rights violations of other marginalized groups. The club adds it will continue to use its platforms to elevate impactful voices and take action in the community. You can read more about the reaction to today's Supreme Court ruling on clickorlando.com. We're posting statements from local organizations and lawmakers as they come into the newsroom. Just look right on the homepage. New at 5:30, a Florida woman now living in Georgia finally gets thousands in unemployment benefits.
Julie Meyer contacted our Make Ends Meet team in May after learning her application was going nowhere. News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld got involved and got results.
Somehow, by the grace of God and luck, I was able to find you online.
Julie Meyer never imagined her 2-year wait for unemployment benefits would close with a too good to be true finale. Written near the Florida-Georgia line.
I'm so thrilled. Told everybody in my family and several friends about you guys.
We first told you about Julie and Mike Meyer leaving the Florida Keys after 7 years of running Exact Customs, a boat canvas and flooring business. They sold the company in 2020, but were hired by the new owners to run the operation in Georgia. When COVID-19 hit, all that work stopped.
She told me to expect a payment. So I assumed that would be a payment from Georgia.
She applied for unemployment benefits in Georgia and waited and waited. And then this message.
All your wages were in the state of Florida, so you would need to file for that time period in the state of Florida.
A year later, she was told her state and federal benefits spanning 12 weeks between April and July 2020 were still in limbo. We're talking about more than $13,000.
A couple of people had said, hey, maybe just give up on this. It might not work out. And thanks to you, I'm so glad I didn't.
She contacted Make Ends Meet. We got the DEO involved, and her bank account tells it all.
$13,560.
In a period of 3 weeks, the DEO issued all of her benefits. After 2 years of waiting, it's paid in full.
I'm still in shock. Like right now, I can't believe that I actually received the payments after all this long. It's like a huge weight off my shoulders.
That big smile is a reminder that if you're eligible for back benefits, don't give up. We'll get involved, work with the DEO, and make it right. Mike Holfeld, Getting Results, News 6.
As News 6 celebrates Pride Month, we are hearing from a local teen activist who has become a strong voice for LGBTQ students all across the country.
What they are doing does not represent us.
What motivated him to step into advocacy? Up next.
You're watching News 6 at 5:30, Getting Results. We will be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Rhino Shield.
I want to thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me about this and to getting this resolved for all of us.
Get ready to light up the sky, Central Florida, with fireworks at the fountain, Monday, July 4th, starting at 8 p.m. We honor our city and its everyday heroes, those going above and beyond to serve our community. And stay tuned after for the spectacular fireworks finale. Fireworks at the Fountain, celebrating a city of heroes. Sponsored by attorney Dan Newland. Only on News 6 or stream it on clickorlando.com. Monday, July 4th, starting at 8 p.m.
I got the all-zirconia D5 procedure done, and I had my final permanent teeth in 1 week.
I know this looks like your typical narrow escape, but it's not. This is a Nissan sales event ad.
Now we're talking. Good thing this Nissan Rogue is a standard turbocharged engine.
Get the 2022 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy.
Hurry. You don't want to let these offers get away.
When you're hungry, you're not going to let 5,000 feet of mountain get in your way. And if it tries, That's what our lineup of exceptionally capable, available all-wheel drive SUVs is for. After all, we take this pretty seriously. The SUVs and the dinner. Lease a new 2022 Sorento LX for $309 a month.
We understand. Life gets in the way. We all struggle with things that make life harder. Like you, we've all experienced ups and downs. That's why our fathers started Bogan Months and Months, and why we continue to practice today.
We help you right the wrongs that make life hard. Family, community, this is who we are. That's why we do it. That's why you choose Bogan Months and Months.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on these GMC models.
See your local GMC dealer.
Live with Matt Austin, Ginger Gadsden, weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells. This is News 6 at 5:30, getting results.
As News 6 celebrates Pride Month, we are introducing you to a Winter Park High School student who is garnering national attention for his activism.
News 6's Eric Sandoval tells us what happened in the teen's young life that led him to become an advocate for LGBTQ rights.
Will Larkin's road to activism started here at Winter Park High School.
After a lot of homophobic situations, I started the Queer Student Union.
He recounts a story that is probably familiar to a lot of LGBTQ youth.
There was a situation that happened where a group of boys at my school at a Halloween party that I attended sort of surrounded me and my friends and called us all slurs and said some really horrible stuff to us and then threatened to beat us up.
In late March, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed the Parental Rights in Education bill into law.
They are validating the beliefs of very hateful people, and they're doing it under this umbrella of parents' rights.
Critics called it the Don't Say Gay bill because it prohibits classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity in kindergarten through third grade. A lawsuit now pending in federal court alleges the law is an effort to control young minds through state censorship and to demean LGBTQ lives by denying their reality. They call it a grave abuse of power.
It tells us that our identities and that our existence is something that we shouldn't speak about.
High school students across Florida walked out of their classrooms in protest.
The scary thing about this is that it equates queerness to perversion.
What they are doing does not represent us.
Will organized and led the walkout at Winter Park High School. His articulate and sharp opposition to the legislation caught the attention of the New York Times. He was invited to write an op-ed that published days before the legislation was signed. In it, he tries to humanize LGBTQ teens to a wider audience. Regular kids facing extreme circumstances. They feel targeted by what they see as anti-gay legislation in states across the country.
Queer kids in general, seeing the way people debate our identities online is pretty heartbreaking.
The op-ed quotes a startling statistic from the Trevor Project. LGBTQ teens are 4 times as likely to attempt suicide as their straight counterparts. Will's junior year of high school has been a year of activism. He sometimes quotes the late civil rights legend John Lewis, "Get in good trouble."
Let us read, let us read.
On this night in May at the Orange County School Board meeting, Good Trouble is getting kicked out for a chant about LGBTQ rights.
You know, we had a lovely school board meeting where we were dragged out by the police.
Will leans on his friends and family to get through the difficult times. His mother offers advice to other parents raising an LGBTQ child.
I would say that you need to educate yourself on what children of your age group really need. Like what they need as a kindergartner will be different from what they need as a 5th grader, from what they need as a 17-year-old. And so it's really up to a parent who may be wondering that to really find out. There's a lot of information out there about how you can really help your child through that process so that they feel comfortable, they know that you're safe, and they can at least feel safe at home, even if they don't feel totally safe at school.
Will starts his senior year at Winter Park High School this fall. Eric Sandoval, Getting Results, News 6.
And there are lots of resources for LGBTQ teens and their parents in Central Florida. We have all that contact information on clickorlando.com.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Tom Strolls is off. Samara is in tonight, and it has been an active weather day.
Yes, it has. We had the heat, we had the rain, we had strong wind gusts, a few severe thunderstorm warnings that are gone now. We still have a flood advisory. I mean,
is it getting better out there?
It is getting better.
That's good.
That's the good part. That's the good part. I mean, it's summer. This is typical for us, right? Right. So we got up to 99 degrees today in Orlando, coming in 1 degree shy of the record of 100 that was set back in 1944. Leesburg, just 2 degrees shy of the record, coming in at 96. The record was 98, set in 1998. And Daytona Beach and Sanford stayed well below their triple-digit heat records out there. But, you know, with the heat, you know, it was more about the humidity today because it felt like the triple digits all over Central Florida. That's why we had heat advisories in place for the majority of the day. Right now, our Launch Credit Union camera in Brevard County is showing cloudy skies out there, but not much rain has been falling in Brevard County North and Central Brevard County Shore. A little bit of light to moderate rain there, but 85 degrees still feels like 90. The humidity is still kind of up there. When we look at our Daytona Beach view, you can see some cloudy skies out there as well. Not many people out on the boardwalk. That's because it's still raining. 75 feels like 75 though because the rain has really cooled things down this afternoon. Here's a look at the flood advisory still in place for portions of Orange and Seminole County. So everywhere from Orla Vista going back into Lockhart, Winter Park, Altamont Springs, Longwood, and Oviedo, the edge of Oviedo, until about 6:30 tonight. You're under that flood advisory just because the rain is still falling at moderate rates. So when we look at how everything rolled through here earlier, the second half of the afternoon or the first half of the afternoon was kind of quiet and then rolled into the second half, and that's when everything started to fire up and had a lot of bit of lightning, definitely some strong wind gusts, but a majority of that heavy stuff is now over Polk County, but still some moderate rain falling anywhere from Orlando going back toward Ocala and even back toward Daytona Beach. You see offshore, definitely some strong storms sitting there. But as we take you hour by hour, 5:30 to 9, you'll notice things start to shape up. We could still have a few showers over the open water, but for the most part, I think the cloud cover after the 8 o'clock hour is going to start to break. We'll have partly cloudy skies overnight, and then throughout the day tomorrow, I think a few early morning showers are quite possible, but the second half of the day is going to be when those line of thunderstorms start to ramp up around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and continue to move west to southwest, packing some heavy rain through at least 8:30 tomorrow night before things clear out. I want to take a minute here to pinpoint the tropics because we are watching a tropical wave over the Atlantic. It has a 60% chance to develop into something over the next 5 days. So by the middle of next week, we could see a tropical depression as it makes its way west at 15 to 20 miles per hour toward the Windward Islands. But of course, this is still far away. This is just something we're going to keep tabs on to bring you the latest developments as they happen. 75 will be your overnight low. The rain will fade. We'll have partly cloudy skies, that north to northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Here's a look at tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Publix.
We rebound to 92 degrees tomorrow. Your rain coverage is 60% in the second half of the day. Now let's get you some results and show you your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. Heading into the rest of the weekend, yes, rain chances remain, I would say, scattered to widespread with 60% on the board. Your high temperature on Sunday, 90. As we head into next week, rain chances 50 and 60% each day. Your high temperatures near average for this time of year in the low 90s. Your overnight lows mid to upper 70s. Guys?
Thank you, Samara. A new low-cost airline for passengers flying out of Central Florida's largest airport.
The company expanding its nonstop service and where you will be able to fly coming up. You're watching News 6 at 5:30, Getting Results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Freedom Health Medicare Advantage plans.
Get there on time with instant traffic updates from News 6. Turn on traffic notifications in the News 6 app now. You could win a 3-night summer beach vacation with the News 6 Insider Summer Beach Hop giveaway. Get a 3-night hotel stay, a family adventure, and dinner all on News 6. Become a News 6 Insider and enter for a chance to win now through July 10th.
Looking like I'm the next
It's your journey. Own it in the Hyundai Santa Fe. Get a Hyundai Santa Fe for 2.79% APR for 60 months, plus 3 years complimentary maintenance. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Okay, it's time to sell the house.
Home selling with OfferPad is as easy as... Welcome to OfferPad. How can we help? Ooh, let's go with Express Sell.
With a cash offer in 24 hours?
Close in 28 days.
And a side of free local move.
You got it. And that comes with no showings. Extra no showings, please. Perfect.
Take control. Selling is easy with OfferPad Express. Request your free offer today at OfferPad.com.
The future is for everyone. So now through July 4th, get ready with a great deal on a new Ford. Choose from a Ford F-150 truck, an SUV like Ford Explorer, or a Ford Bronco Sport. Get out there and celebrate your freedom and do it all in a new Ford vehicle, because the future is for everyone. So be ready this 4th of July with Ford. Now through July 4th, get financing as low as 1.9% on in-stock 2022 F-150s. See your local Ford dealer today.
Dance was everything to me when I was younger. I remember being backstage, getting ready. I was so excited. And then I'd feel the migraine coming on. Felt like everything I had worked for was slipping away. I never quit, but I was really struggling. When Mom found out about a clinical trial for migraine, I said yes. I just knew I wasn't going to get better if I didn't try.
Ellie was so determined and brave.
So were you, Mom. Now, there's a new clinical trial for migraine, just for children and teens. See if you qualify.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
It's Chevy Sport Utility Spring. Well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing or get a $1,250 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
What if I sleep hot?
Or cold?
No problem. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed is temperature balancing, so you both stay comfortable and can help you get almost 30 minutes more restful sleep per night. Save $1,000 on our most popular smart bed, plus 0% interest for 36 months. Ends Monday. Shop now.
Don't miss your favorite News 6 podcast, Florida 4th Estate, Riff on This, Florida Foodie, and Real Talk Real Solutions. Listen when you want on clickorlando.com or download News 6 Plus to your smart TV to start listening now. Sponsored by Lexus of Orlando.
A brand new beachfront park is now open in Volusia County just in time for summer. Edwin W. Peck Senior Park is located less than a mile north of Dunlawton Boulevard on A1A in Daytona Beach Shores. County leaders say the park has more than 100 parking spaces, fitness stations, a playground, grills, and more. It is named after local real estate industry leader Edwin Peck. Admission is free. For a second day, dozens of volunteers came together to help prepare local students for the upcoming school year.
A Gift for Teaching and its sponsors were back at Valencia College for the Great Big Backpack Build. Their volunteers have been filling more than 15,000 backpacks with new school supplies. Alicia Bryan, a teacher at Meadowwoods Middle School in Orange County, has been volunteering with the Gift for Teaching for years now. She says she's had students who have shown up with no school supplies on their first day, and that's one of the main reasons why she wanted to help.
It's amazing how we live in Orange County. We've got Disney and all of this here, but we have a lot of students who don't have. So it's amazing that companies give so that we can help our kids.
The backpacks will be delivered to students at more than 150 schools in Orange and Osceola counties ahead of August.
There's a new airline in town. Breeze Airways is now offering flights at Orlando International Airport. The airline added Orlando as its 20th destination yesterday. It is offering daily nonstop service to Charleston, South Carolina, starting at $39 one way. Breeze Airways says it plans to add 35 routes from 10 new cities later this summer. That's a good deal.
That's intriguing.
Coming up on News 6 at 6, a strange crime caught on camera.
Cars on fire in the middle of a neighborhood. What deputies say the suspect threw in the middle of a driveway. Plus, we're staying on top of today's historic decision from the U.S. Supreme Court, what the ruling means for Florida's new abortion law.
And a local attorney busted, accused of stealing millions of dollars from a client. How deputies say he got away with it.
Chief Val Demings.
An impressive history of public service.
Protect and serve Florida, that's what I've done.
as a police officer and as chief.
Under her leadership, crime is down 40%. The most dramatic decrease in violent crime.
In the Senate, I'll protect Florida from bad ideas like defunding the police. That's just crazy. I am Val Demings, and I approve this message because Florida, it's time to send a cop on the beat to the Senate.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned vehicle, come see us today at Lexus of Winter Park because we have a great selection, almost every make and model and in every price range. So come see us today at 436 and University Boulevard or call 1-800-NEW-LEXUS.
Well, hello, Winn-Dixie. You can feel the savings. Let's shop.
I wanna win!
Buy one, get one. That means one is free. Buy one, get one. Hey, we saved the same exact amount of money.
And you have over 1,000 rewards points.
Now that's a win-win. We're twins for the win.
Are you guys twins?
Identical. Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win.
We need to reduce plastic waste in the environment.
That's why at America's beverage companies,
our bottles are made to be remade.
Not all plastic is the same.
We're carefully designing our bottles to be 100% recyclable, including the caps.
They're collected and separated from other plastics,
so they can be turned back into material that we use to make new bottles.
That completes the circle and reduces plastic waste.
Please help us get every bottle back.
Right now at Lexus of Orlando, we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles, almost every make and model and in every price range. See our entire inventory online at lexusoforlando.com or just give us a call. That's 1-800-NEW-LEXUS.
Live with clickorlando.com, this is News 6 at 6, getting results.
The crowd is growing outside the U.S. Supreme Court tonight after its controversial abortion ruling, the reversal of Roe v. Wade, a major blow to people who support a woman's right to choose and a step in the right direction for people who are against abortion. This is News 6 at 6. I'm Lisa Bell.
And I'm Justin Warmoth in for Matt Austin. The demonstration in our nation's capital, just one of many across the country, including Central Florida, where a new law takes effect 1 week from today. There is a lot to unpack tonight, including what this means for Florida's new law and the push for even more abortion restrictions. But we start with News 6's Amanda Castro live in the newsroom with the ruling and reaction. Amanda?
Justin, in a historic move, the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, now giving states the power to set rules or ban abortions and taking away the constitutional right from the American people. The president weighing in this afternoon, calling this a sad day for the country. President Biden addressing the nation after the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, ending nearly 50 years of constitutional protections for abortion.
Now, with Roe gone, let's be very clear. The health and life of women in this nation are now at risk.
The decision comes as part of the case Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization, which challenged Mississippi's law that bans abortions after 15 weeks. In the majority opinion, Justice Samuel Alito, along with 4 other justices, wrote, quote, "The Constitution makes no reference to abortion and